And it is a reminder I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
And now, it's time for another episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. A show made by 12s from around the world, for 12s from around the world. I'm Mosette, and here's your host, and my dad, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, welcome everyone to a special Cowboys edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, episode 1116, as your Seattle Seahawks get ready to take on the Dallas Cowboys. So do us all a favor, fasten your seatbelt, put your seat in the full upright position, put your tray table up, keep your arms and legs inside the podcast at all times. And what can I tell you? I don't know what to tell you.
We suck.
What can I tell you after the last couple games since we last met? But we'll try to have some fun on this. Turn a little spin on it. Hope you can enjoy the show before the Thursday game between your Seattle Seahawks and Dallas Cowboys. And to do that, we turn to the 12-man posse, of course. And over there is Matt from Old England. Welcome back, Matt.
Good morning, Moses. How are you?
Well, I'm doing well. How is the foot situation?
Oh, man. I went down first than Dustin's pre-game drink, I tell you.
That's quick.
I was bang straight on my face. But yes, I managed to take all the ligaments out of my ankle. I did a full, injury. I went into the blue tent right afterwards, had a little look and see how things were, and ended up having to work from home for the last 2 weeks. But yeah, good fun.
Is there truth to the rumor that there was somebody in a green jersey behind you at the time?
If he was there, I didn't see him. He must have been like a ninja. Luckily, I have to say, in true British fashion, the first thing I did after I fell down was look around to see whether anyone saw me, of which nobody did apparently.
Yeah.
So that was good.
That's good.
But had I knocked myself unconscious, I'd probably still be laying there.
I'm okay. Bit of a fizzy wig. I'm good.
A little bit of fizzy wig. All good. Thanks.
Don't bother yourselves. Well, we're checking up on that for you, Matt. We had a source tell us, anonymous source tell us that somebody in a green Jets jersey, number 8.
Wasn't Earl, was it? Wasn't Earl.
Well, Earl, but no. It might have been Earl. Who knows? Someone who also isn't Earl is Dustin. Hi, Dustin.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you feeling? How are your feet?
Mine are good. I was at work all day. I was on them all day, but yeah. It's nice to sit down.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine it's good for you to sit down because you sit down, your feet can kind of hang off the end.
Right, yeah.
There it is.
Of course.
Well, we're glad you're here. Any sign of Coda?
She's over there.
All right, good. Oh, here she comes. 12-man fan jam.
Treats.
12-man fan jam show mascot, ladies and gentlemen. The original, except those substitutes. Kona. He's a big sweetie. Big sweetie. Oh, he's a big sweetie.
You called me over and there was no treats.
He's gonna have to go talk to Mom about that.
Yeah, go talk to Mom, Kona.
I need to put in a little complaint there.
Empty-handed, much like the posse.
Got to write the senator. Have a little word. The congressman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get that word. Someone else who is, I think, reaching for him. Yeah, look over there. That's Little Mo. Hi, Little Mo. Dude. How's it going, Little Mo?
It's going.
It's going.
It's good to know that Jason Myers is going with his one miss per game streak.
There it is.
You gotta at least miss one.
There it is. We got a big argument today. Not argument. We got into a debate about Jason Myers today during dinner.
It's okay. I looked at it, guys. He is 20th when it comes to field goal percentage. He's at 80%.
That's not good.
That's not good. So he had a lot of good.
And 3 of 6 from 50 plus, which is an F in case you guys out there.
I mean, if only we had a quarterback that didn't leave us in the position of having to use kickers to win games. I mean, who else could I say?
True.
Point taken. Point taken. So, but before we get too much of that, let's talk about this. Is a packed episode of your 12-man fan jam show. I mean, it's
fun, positivity.
It's packed.
So let's
and very positive.
And very positive. So let's get it started with the format, shall we? 12-man fan jam show format, 4 quarters and a halftime, as always. little change up on this show. Let's show you why it's so packed. The first quarter, we're going to talk about that Rams game from last week. Recap the Rams game, and then if I was enough fun for you, the second quarter, we're going to recap that 49ers game that just happened. Woo-hoo! Because there's nothing better than recapping 2 games like that. So, but we're going to move on quickly to halftime because halftime has the best Seahawk-themed trivia game on the internet. Of course, I referred to 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia
of the world.
And last week, I believe, was it Will?
I don't know. I think it was Dustin.
I don't remember.
I don't know. A good table was set. I know that.
A great table was set, but I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did not win. Yeah, because
you set the table. You were like 5 off. Second quarter, it's all about the Cowboys and the Seahawks. We have an injury report. We have a weather report. We have a fashion report. We have a sermon of Seahawk positivity. Boy, do we need it. And all that for the Cowboys info. And then we take all that together and make predictions, prognostications, and game balls for that game between your Seahawks and the Seahawks Cowboys coming up this Thursday. So we'd like to remind you that even if you didn't know it, we are all over the interwebs. We just celebrated our 10th anniversary on Facebook. I thought that was kind of interesting. That was kind of cool. So speaking of Facebook, we do have a 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook page that we would love you to join the game threads on. A lot of fun, even when things don't turn out the way we like them. We are on Twitter at 12-Man Fan Jam Show. You are watching us probably on the YouTube Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel. You can email us at 12manfanjamshow@gmail.com. And we do have some TikToks at 12-Man Fan Jam Show. I just put up the one from last week with Little Mo. And of course, 12-Man Fan Jam Show is a Seahawk Positivity production. So that being said, let's go to the Rams recap in the first quarter. All right, first quarter, we're going to look at the Rams game from what feels like a month ago, but it was only less than a week ago. Seahawks lose the last second field goal. They have a chance to win it. They go down a 55-yarder. Doesn't happen. Seahawks lose 16-17. Matt, your thoughts on that game that you want to share?
As I tweeted on the day, you don't often win games where you give away 130 yards of penalties in a game. That's for sure. A great strong start, great first opening drive. I felt like all of a sudden maybe we were going to get it all together. Perhaps we would get a game where our defense and offense and special teams were all playing full power ahead at the same time. No, that all went to shit really quickly. I think we were outcoached a little bit in this as well. I think sometimes Pete, I don't know. Again, he has this thing where he sticks to the same scheme, sticks to the zone reads and all the rest of it, and he just assumes that it'll somehow get better. Yeah. And I don't think it does sometimes. Sometimes it just stays shit. And I think sometimes you have to mix it up a little bit. I mean, obviously, also we had the issue with Gino's arm in that game as well, and having to take lock on late. I think it was the third. I don't quite remember. I think it was the third or fourth. And there's a lot of people out there who are saying, well, there you go, that's just why we don't put him in, because he threw an interception and but at the end of the day, I think it was good to see him get out there and do stuff. I think it was good that Gino was able to get back out there and do stuff. I don't think Gino's still not very good under pressure. I think when we got down to that last drive, I think he admitted it himself actually, that he got to the stage where he went out there, basically got confused, ran the only play he had in his head, which was a run play up the center with Sharp.
Right.
The worst play you could probably run in a situation where you have 15 seconds left and need to get
right.
So before we even got to the missed field goal, we already had a really terrible idea for a play. I mean, there was a host of mistakes and things happen, but good opening drive. It could have been so much more, but if you don't put a team away when you have the opportunity to put a team away, I'm afraid they often come back and bite you. And that's
how many times we've said that. How many times we've said that, and I said that in the game. I said the game day thread. It's 10-0 at the end of the second quarter. We had the ball, and I said, now if we score here and we get the ball back and we score again, it could be 20-0, and this game is over. We were that close. Every time we seem to be that close, and we just don't do enough to go over that and do that. We want to kick in a field goal, and they come back and score. It was just a disaster from that point on. But it's too bad because we were that close to knocking this team out early and just couldn't do it. Dustin, what else did you notice?
it's really, to me, just shooting yourself in the foot with all the penalties you can't win like that.
Absolutely.
I think they said they averaged 7 penalties a game this season. And I think the first half they had 7 penalties.
Yep.
So, yeah, you cannot win football games like that, and you have to find some sort of consistency on offense.
Yeah.
You can't play good for a series or two, disappear for 2.5 quarters, and then come back and try and win at the last minute and expect to win. You have to be consistent.
Right.
That's
and
not
they've done that for a while.
Yeah,
I think we did that against lesser teams that we said if we keep doing this and we play a decent team, we're gonna have problems.
Yeah, and the
exactly
Rams, I mean, it's divisional, but they always give us problems. I wouldn't say they're a good team. Record-wise, they're certainly not this year.
Nope.
But they sure played like they were a good team against us.
They always do. They always do.
Yeah.
Division rivals are always good in the NFL. Little Mo, what would we forget?
I'll be honest. What was really cool about that missed field goal was not only was it not even close, but also it was like 5 yards short. Like it wasn't like the fact that it wasn't online, but also the fact that it was like 5 yards short. It was really like sad and depressing to watch. It was fun to watch, actually.
He's hard to sit with during a game when it happens too. I just want you to know.
I can imagine
all week.
But
second highest player.
Well, actually, he's 4th highest kicker. I looked it up.
Right, we thought it was second, but yeah.
But I will say though, another clutch drive by Gino the last 2 minutes, and another clutch plays by DK to get us to field goal range. Now, obviously, it didn't work out, but it was a nice 2-minute drive at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Gave us a chance to win.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Also, the refs were interesting.
Yeah.
During that game.
Yeah, they were not good.
Yes,
they were not good. They
Very
were not
interesting.
good. You never want to say they cost you a game, but I know Little Mo said that, but he said, but they cost us a
that
game.
Witherspoon in the end zone, they called it. Oh,
awful.
My Lord.
Awful.
Which
awful
gave
call.
them 7 points because it would have been a field goal.
Yeah, and that was a big deal. They did pick the best time to make the worst calls, it seemed like. But you just have to overplay that. If it's 20-0, it's not an issue. So, again, you're in control of that from the standpoint as you can only control this. Yeah. And if we're up by 20 points, then you say, oh, well, it cost us 7.
But, again, our defense played well enough for us to win.
Absolutely. Our defense played well enough to win. I think this defense has been definitely the bright spot of this team all year. Certainly. They're playing really hard. Witherspoon is week after week showing why he was a top 5 pick. Money well spent there. Adams when healthy, I know that's a key phrase with him, but when healthy,
he didn't play in the Rams game.
He is a difference maker. He didn't play in the Rams game. You're right. They kind of rested him, I think. But he's we have a decent enough defense. To me, it's all about that offense capitalizing on turnovers they're getting, short fields they're getting, opportunities they're getting to blow this game open, and they just don't do it. So it's very sad.
Yeah.
But that being sad, something even sadder will be, let's look at the posse prediction challenge for this game. And boy, will this be fun.
Remember, folks, this is a positivity channel.
All right, posse prediction challenge, because we do this every we do this every game. Actually, the scores were pretty good. Mike, Andy, Maddie, and Dustin all had 17 points for the Rams, and then Mike had 20-17. That's pretty good. That's pretty close to 16-17. So I gave it to him. Jose and Little Mo both said Metcalf TD. We got an interception. Myers 3 field goals. He did kick 3. That went
also,
in.
I forgot to mention this, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that Metcalf is trash talking in sign language?
Yes. I'm digging that. I am digging that. No game ball because we lost.
No game ball.
Over under was under, so a lot of people got a point there.
Wow.
So this week, which is called week 10, Mike at 5, Andy, Maddie, Dustin at 4, Jimmy at 2, Jose, Chris, Becky, Lil Mo, Will and Moses at 1. There has been some changes. Maddie's crawling his way up.
No.
Jimmy at 21, Chris and Andy at 19, Mike at 16, Moses 14, Stats today, Mark, Will, and Becky 13, Maddie 11, Dustin and Little Mo at 10, Jose at 8, who usually wins this thing. Jose usually near the top.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, our score did not help us out at all, as Team 12 has 96 points and Team Posse only has 72. That is a 24-point lead as we go into the Rams game.
We'll do what we've done every week. There's still more time.
That's right. We still got plenty of time, and it's time now to go to the second quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter, bitches.
Second quarter. All right, so we have dissected the Rams game, and now we have to go through one more obstacle before we talk about the Cowboys, and that is Thursday night's game against San Francisco 49ers on Thanksgiving. We were very giving, but we weren't very thankful. But we'll talk about that in a minute. And that'll be coming up right after this station identification. You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam show. Why not? We'll be right back.
What else you got to do?
Yeah.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
That's the fact, Jack!
It's the second quarter.
Yes, welcome to the second quarter of your episode 1116 of your 12-Man Fan Jam show. I promise you this will not hurt much longer. We are going to talk about the Cowboys game coming up in the second half. And
but it gets worse.
But the second quarter, we got to talk about the 49ers game from Thanksgiving. Seahawks go down at home 31-13 to the 49ers. Dustin, I don't know what to say. What are your thoughts here?
I mean, the Rams game, there was a lot of mistakes and a lot of penalties, and that's one thing. But the 49ers game was just an ass kicking. That's essentially what it was.
Yeah.
Couldn't tackle. Matter of fact, they benched Reek because he couldn't tackle. Miss McCaffrey up the middle. He knocked one of his guys off of a tackle they were trying to make on the third down. Yeah. The tackling was atrocious. And it was bugging me because they're not like they weren't wrapping and driving back, right? They were grabbing guys and whipping them around. And what does that do? Gives them more yardage. And they did that on the goal line.
Yeah.
They scored a touchdown because they whipped them around and threw them into the end zone, essentially.
Yeah.
Like that's not how you do that, guys.
No, that's not usually how you do that.
Not right.
No, you want them to go the other way.
And yet again, we had the Jordan Brooks interception return for a touchdown. And all of a sudden, it's 17-13. Am I right?
24-10. It's 24-10.
24-10, right? Okay. I say, okay, now.
And then we got a 3 and out.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden we got a score.
We get a score here, and hey, it's a 1-possession game. And what does our offense do?
Not a damn thing.
Nothing.
They actually started off with a good drive and then
and DJ Dallas turned the ball over on special teams, and
that was
Gino threw an interception. Yeah, it was they didn't
it was
protect
sloppy.
the ball. They didn't tackle. Well, very sloppy. Yeah.
It was very sloppy. And, this 49er team, I was talking again, we had a discussion at dinner between Lomo and I. This 49er team, in my opinion, has a number of incredibly deadly weapons in offense.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people say, this quarterback's so great. I could be Brock Purdy right now. I think they could be 7-9 with me at quarterback. Because you just dump that ball off to one of those guys and watch them do their magic is all you have to do.
Listen, what I'll say is what I saw last night, we got dominated, right? Yes, that's no question. However, they did not impress me that much.
He's not impressed.
I don't think as a team they impressed. Their defense is not impressive.
Their defense is not as good as
advertised.
Defensive line
damn sure is.
Well,
defensive line damn sure is.
But I feel like
I know we didn't score an offensive touchdown, but
I think we could have scored on them.
When we got pressure on Purdy, the play before the pick six was almost a pick six again.
Yeah.
When you got pressure, when you get pressure, I know it's a lot to say, but I'm talking about teams that are good, right? Like the Eagles. Watching this tape to for future games. All you have to do is stop Christian McCaffrey, which is hard to do, obviously. But if you stop Christian McCaffrey, they're do nothing on offense.
I disagree.
Just play him late enough in the season because Christian McCaffrey inevitably will get injured.
True.
Well, I disagree with the McCaffrey comment because they've still got Deebo Samuels. They've still got Ayuk.
Mm-hmm.
They've still got Kittle. I mean,
well, Kittle doesn't do anything in that offensive block.
But I think I think Mo's right in one respect, because McCaffrey allows him to establish that run, and he's so deadly that you have to match up with him 2-on-1. I mean, he's and he was never this deadly even really in Carolina, to be frankly. As my sister's like, where the hell has all this suddenly come from? Properly,
Shanahan.
He was stuttering all over the shop, in Carolina. I mean, I full disclosure, haven't watched the game. One of the good things about living in England is when a night game comes on, and you wake up in the morning and you realise you've got an absolute kicking, you can say to yourself, do you know what? I'm just not going to watch that one. I'm just going to move on from that one.
Yeah.
But if looking at the stats and looking at the stuff, and I did listen to the Coach Carroll's post game interview as well on this. You can't be behind on all the good stats like passing yards, rushing yards, and possession time, and ahead in all the negative stats like third down conversions, penalty yards, and sacks, and sacks allowed, and expect to win games.
Right.
I mean, so you're absolutely right. Clearly, it was domination. Clearly, we got a kicking, and at least it was a good team that kicked us, because I think they are a good team at that. I think they've got full playoff potential and everything else going for them. They've got a lot of momentum in this as well at the moment. From our perspective, you've got to start playing complementary football. Your offense has to give your defense time to breathe. Your defense has got to get the ball back fast for your offense and get them off the fields. None of this is happening. It's like watching, and although I haven't watched this game, but just Seahawks in general, it's like watching three very different parts of a different team.
Yes,
Offense plays differently to defense. None of them are really helping each other.
No, not at all.
It's all a case of how sticking plasters everywhere. And listening to Pete. Again, I get frustrated with Pete because he stands on this podium and says, well, we couldn't get out of our own way in the first half. We couldn't. I think, funny enough, Pete, you could have read your last speech from the Rams game. You could have read it all over. So tell me, Coach, what have you done to address and change some of this?
Speaking of which, I got a lot to talk about coaching real quick. If you're going to bench Tariq Woolen, right, and I think they said it was something to do with his shoulder. I don't buy that at all. They say it was just re-aggravated shoulder. But if you're going to bench players for being bad, do that for everything, including quarterback. There was no reason. Blame it on his injury, too. Blame it on his. We were down 24-0. It can't get any worse than that. Or 24-3. Can't get any worse than that. Just blame it on the injury. Say his shoulder acted up and he couldn't play, so you don't have to go through that. And bench his ass, because he was bad. Again.
Yeah.
And... it's crazy to say our best offensive player yesterday may have been D. Eskridge. And that's not even – he had a good 10-yard run and he had a good return.
Yeah,
that's all he did.
Return, yeah.
I mean, I saw the one-handed catch from JSN, and I saw all of that.
That was a nice catch.
It was a nice catch. It was a great catch. And just going back to Coach Carroll, he stands there and says, it's about consistency. We've got to play consistent football. I'm really sorry, Coach, but actually you kind of are playing consistent football. It's consistently rubbish.
Yeah.
It's consistent.
It's consistent. It's just not very good. So I think for me, I'm there's more pressure for me at the moment. I mean, not on Gino, ironically enough, and not on that side of the game, because I think we all of us have to accept that Gino cannot possibly be the answer going forward. He just can't be. He's not going to win us a Super Bowl, and that's what we're in this for. So I think every Seahawks fan, and I know there's a lot of debate about Drew and all the rest of it, and talk about toxic fan culture, but there we go. But anyone who sits there and tells me that Gino is the future and he is our Super Bowl winning quarterback next one, I just don't believe you, mate. I think you're living in cloud cuckoo land.
I have to prove you wrong on that one.
So that was one question I was going to ask, but I think we're all together on that. So here's this leads to the next $1 million question I'll ask each of you one at a time. We'll start with Little Mo. So we've got 6 games left. We're 6-5. Where are we in the NFL? Where are we in the NFC? Where are we? Where is this team going to wind up, Little Mo?
Well, this schedule is not doing us any favors coming up.
No.
However, they showed the seeding last night during the game, and the teams below us that are in contention to get the 7 seed, Tampa Bay, Rams. I think we're still going to make the playoffs as a 7 seed. Not anything higher, just barely get in. That's all.
Okay.
Because I just can't see the only reason that too. It's not because we're good. It's because the teams below us. I just can't see them making the playoffs. We're 2 games above everybody right now for the 7 seed, I think. So, I mean, that's where we are. We're not going to win a game because it's going to be against 49ers most likely, or the Eagles, whoever's the 2 seed. So, Well, it won't get blown out by whoever we face.
Okay.
But because of the extended playoffs, that's the only reason we get in. It's because playoffs are extended by a game.
Dustin, what are your thoughts?
I think if they don't get it together, I mean, we've been swept by the Rams. Strong chance we'll get swept by the 49ers. So even if we are in a position to where we can make the playoffs, the seeding is one thing, but the conference schedule is going to be completely different. If somebody sneaks up there and ties us, there's a good chance we're not making it into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they have to get it together.
Matt, what are your thoughts?
I mean, 6 games is such a long way ahead. In many ways, I just want to see them play a game together, coordinated. That would be the first thing I'd love. But in terms of where playoff situation, I'm sadly, that sounds really weird. Sadly, I think we'll scrape into the playoffs. And the reason I say sadly is because that will give a level of protection again to Gino and the rest of them saying, no, he got us to the playoffs, everyone. He got us to the playoffs. And I'm like, well, that just means we have another year of mediocre. That means we have another year of inconsistency. We have another year of just not very good football. And I don't want to watch not very good
and
football.
Look forward, our pick's going to be like 25.
25,
like,
right? Yeah, slap bang. Yeah,
exactly. If they end up being, they lose the next 3 games or whatever, because we got Dallas and San Francisco and
Philadelphia.
Yeah, if they go 0-3 with those, I'd rather them lose more games.
Yeah, I agree.
Tank it.
Yeah.
Get me picks.
And the reason why is because if you make the playoffs, it automatically puts you in a bad spot position-wise for the draft. I mean, you're only hurting yourself, and for what? Have one more additional game where you're in all likelihood.
Well,
you're saying you're going to get draft kicked.
Yeah.
Basically. I feel like this team has really a good enough defense overall. I know they look bad, but I think they're good enough to win a playoff game. I think the receivers are good enough to win a playoff game. I think the running backs are good enough to win a playoff game.
And let me tell you something. If we're in the AFC, we're not talking playoffs at all.
No.
We're only in because the NFC is
absolutely
bad.
Absolutely not.
We're only in because the NFC is so bad. The NFC is wide open for anybody. For my opinion, I don't think it's a favorite in the NFC this year at all. That's the only reason we're talking is because we're in the NFC. We're in the AFC. We wouldn't be talking playoffs.
Yeah, well, I was saying, I feel like we have enough good players at positions that there are a couple positions that need to be looked at and changed, one of them being quarterback. But I feel like this team is close in many ways, personnel-wise. So then the next question is, and we won't go into this right now, is it coaching? Is it quarterback? Is it scheme? What is it with the personnel that we have? If the personnel is good enough to win a playoff game, with the exception of some positions, or is it the fact that that position is so important to a team that is overshadowing everything else? I think that's what we're going to have to find out and think about.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I agree with you. I think there is an element of coaching we have to look at here as well, which is the overall sloppiness of this team. You can have all the right players in all the right places, but if they're false starting, if they're grabbing face masks, if their basic skills, tackling skills are subpar, then that's not going to win you games either. So there's got to be a coaching upgrade as well.
I agree.
I also got to mention this, but about the 49ers game, just real quick. It was very interesting to see that Jordan Brooks was the guy who got the defense on the sideline and got in people's faces on the sideline and becoming a leader, because he's still a young guy, and if he can be a future leader, and he went out and made the pick 6. Now it was kind of lucky because it bounced right to him, but him being a leader, it was very interesting to see, because we haven't seen that yet from Jordan Brooks.
I'm glad you said that, because that brings up 2 moments that I don't like.
I know you're talking about Geno Smith on the sideline.
Geno pouting on the sideline. You're the quarterback of this team. I don't ever want to see you pouting. You are getting this team ready to go. You're looking at plays. I know it's frustrating, but you can't sit there and feel sorry for yourself. That's not what a leader does. That was one bad thing. Another bad thing I thought was this, and Metcalf went over to talk to Geno, and Metcalf kind of got Geno. If you're the leader, you don't need Metcalf in your face. You should be able to. You should be in Metcalf's face.
Being making peacemaker. That was ironic.
Yeah, and Metcalf making peace, but also Metcalf kind of getting his quarterback going, and Pete talking to his quarterback. I'm like, you shouldn't have to have this done. As quarterback, you're supposed to be leader of this club, and that's your job, is to do that. So those I didn't like, but I love Jordan Brooks.
With him coming out of West Virginia, which was 10 years ago, but still was a lot of things with attitude issues, and he got punched in his first, practice or whatever.
Got his jaw broke.
Yeah, and it's some of it's seeping through a little bit.
Yeah. So anyway, let's
going back to the roster. I think that we have a lot of good players, good solid NFL players. I don't think there's a lot of elite talent game changers there.
Okay.
Like the defensive line, they're pretty decent. They're solid for the most part, but there's not a Bosa there. You know,
right,
you don't have you just don't have that elite talent in some of those key positions.
But we have an Adams, we have a Witherspoon.
Yeah,
average and above average everywhere, and that's about it. Not elite.
Yeah, maybe Witherspoon will be, but he's not. I would say he's elite right now.
I was going to say, I think you've got there's plenty of developmental talent there though to make elite. People aren't born elite in that sense, and I think this is true as well. For this,
and Mafe this year, casually being one of the best pure pass rushers this year in the league. So,
and for the offensive side, Charbonnet, I think he's got the ability to be an elite runner back quite easily. Actually, he's powerful running. So I think there's definitely developmental talent there. However, I don't know necessarily whether that developmental talent is going to be able to stick around in Seattle long enough potentially to make the difference. I think we've got to make some upgrades in certain other areas first, including coaching and quarterback.
Yeah. Well, something that needs an upgrade is our posse prediction challenge. And guess what?
No.
We've got one coming up for the 49ers game as well, people.
Keep spanking us.
All right, posse prediction challenge for the 49ers game. Won't this be a treat? Jose, 17-28, closest score. Jose got the score. No prognostications. Nobody was kicked out. Nobody. Kind of a big blah there.
No game ball.
No game ball because they didn't win.
My Lord.
Over and under was 42.5. Everybody went over but Jimmy. Everybody got a point. You get a point. You get a point. You get a point.
You get a point.
So
somehow
everybody got a point,
but nobody got any points.
Except for everybody got a point except for Jimmy.
Good.
So basically, all that did was move everybody up a point. Jimmy at 21, Chris and Andy at 20, Mike at 17, me at 15, Statsman Mark, Will, and Becky at 14, Maddie at 12. Yes.
We've closed the gap by 1 then.
Well, no, because they got the score.
Because it's 2 points.
So it's still because they got the score, so they got the extra point. We're still 23 behind.
Oh God, I hate math.
Yeah, we're 23
Still more
behind.
time.
No, we gained 1 point. We were 24 on the last one. Now we're only 23. So progress.
We did gain 1. You're right. Hey, there you go. All right. Ever closer as we move on to halftime.
Yeah.
Still more time.
Holy shit, it's halftime!
Wow.
Oh, my God. So they got those games out of the way. Good riddance of good rubbish.
Well, it's okay. We have like 3 more weeks of this. So.
Yeah. Let's be positive.
Let's move forward to the Cowboys.
Positive it's going to be around 3 weeks.
As we go to halftime and the best Seahawk themed trivia game on the internet, 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia
of the world.
And that is coming up right after this. This is the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. I wish I could quit you. We'll be right back.
Show me the money. No.
Wrong movie.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
If there's a better use for the internet, I haven't found it.
Yes, everyone. Welcome to America's favorite halftime Seahawk themed trivia show. It is the 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia
of the world. Sorry, don't have a lot of motivation today.
Of the world.
That's how
the game that challenges the posse in trivia over the Cowboys and the Seahawks, like we care.
Wow.
For those of you paying attention, you can watch the questions on your lower left screen and figure out the answers yourself. Tell us how you did if you do play along. The contestants are the posse themselves, Matt, Justin, and Little Mo. Here's how we play.
Hi, dude.
Hi, dude. Here's how we play, dude. There are 2 rounds of questions, each question worth a point. At the end of that, there will be a special final question worth 2 points. And if there's a tie, those who are tied will go into a top secret overtime question where the winner will be crowned 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia champion
of the world.
Of the world and all the excitement. All right. Topic is Cowboys. And let's see. Will won, so we'll go with Matt.
Glory hole.
Matt, 1, 2, or 3?
I'll have one little Mo7. I'll have 1, please. Oh no! Oh, yeah, I'll have 1. I go first.
One, and then he freaks out.
Nice.
That's like the guy on the bridge of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. What's your favorite color? Red. No, blue.
Red. No, blue.
Little Mo, 2 or 3?
Broncos country, 3.
Oh, let's ride. All right, 2 of these questions. Dustin, you have number 2. 2 of these questions are football questions. 1 of them are not. Matt, you know what? You hate going first because you're not a football question.
You would bet Hobbit University question.
Oh, geez.
It's not. I wish it was.
Damn.
In cowboy slang, if you tell someone to rattle your hocks. They rattle your hocks. What's that mean? Do they anger you? Are they funny, or do they need to hurry up if they rattle your hocks? If someone says to you that they rattle your hocks, they anger you, they're funny, or they need to hurry up.
Well, absolutely no cowboy has ever used that phrase when talking to me.
Just a moment. You can remove 1 incorrect question per round. I forgot to mention that. Or 1 per first 2 rounds.
Is this like Brokeback Mountain?
No, this is actual cowboy slang I found.
Well, no cowboy's ever said this to me in a tent. I reckon. Well, your hocks. I'm just trying to think.
I reckon.
What even is a hawk?
Well, the thing is that hocks. I'm trying to think whether that's like this part of an animal's leg, like the hind hock. I'm gonna say they rattle your hocks. They rattle your hocks. I'll say they anger you.
They anger you. They rattle your hocks.
Thought long and hard about this one.
You did. They need to hurry up. You were getting there. I thought, man, you were close. You were getting there.
Hind, because I think it's a part of the leg. That's probably why it's hurry.
Well, you're talking about in the tent, so I figured. Never mind.
This is why I don't go first, people.
Well, live and learn. Dustin.
Yeah.
The Seahawks played the Cowboys in Dallas in 1986. How many touchdown passes did Dave Craig throw in that game? 1, 2, or 3?
Let's be optimistic and say 3.
Let's be optimistic and say 3.
I love that.
Positivity. We need to be positive. No, it's 2.
Figures.
This is going as well as the rest of the show has. Little Mo.
And the next thing,
last 2 games. Yeah.
Seahawks play the Cowboys in Dallas in 2017. How many times did the Seahawks sack Dak Prescott in that game? 4, 5, or 6?
Here's a trivia question. Did you know Dak's real name is Dakota? A true fact.
That's really interesting.
It's Dakota. I'm going to go 5.
That's great. Now give me an answer.
5. Because Jason Myers is number 5, and he's my favorite.
Yeah, number 4.
Yeah. What do you know? He
You
missed.
should have gone with house money.
God, we're bad.
Just like the first 2 quarters of this game, the show. Let's see. Let me look at the score.
Wait, just like the Seahawks offense the last game. 0. No points.
0. Nothing.
Yeah.
No field goals in this game. All right, Maddie. 4, 5, or 6. Don't pick one.
Now I've learned a very valuable lesson here. So we're going to go with 5. Yeah.
Dustin, do you want to answer that question, or do you want to go with number 6?
I didn't even read that question.
I didn't read it.
4 or 6, Dustin?
4.
Give him that question.
And Little Mo is going to go 6.
Yay.
All right, here we go.
Oh, no.
Dustin.
Yeah, Karen, it just means that now I've only got a 50% chance of getting the shitty cowboy question that I'm not going to know.
When the Cowboys played the Seahawks played the Cowboys in Dallas in 2002, I believe that's when M. Smith broke the rushing record. How many times was Matt Hasselbeck sacked a game? Not for the game, but overall his career. I don't want anyone to think we actually won this game. But how many times was Matt Hasselbeck sacked? 1, 2, or 3?
Twice.
Twice. Brilliant.
Once.
Oh boy.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Great job, offensive line.
Maddie.
Oh no.
When the Seahawks played the Cowboys in Dallas in 2015, who caught the only touchdown pass in that game for the Seahawks?
Well,
Jimmy Graham, Marshawn Lynch or Luke Wilson?
This is my first time in
on.
Seattle, by the way. Y'all.
No. This is when they played in Dallas.
In Dallas. Take one away for me, Dennis.
I will take away Marshawn Lynch. It's either Jimmy Graham or Luke Wilson.
Bastard. See now we all know that I never rated Jimmy Graham very much in the Seahawks top. Let's be fairly honest. We all know
I
that,
did.
and Moses did, and and obviously Luke Wilson tight ends. I always go for tight ends, but I feel like this has been a trap game all the way through. So I'm gonna have to go with the other ones. I have to go with Jimmy Graham.
I feel like I'm in Princess Bride and you're explaining the poison chalice.
I just feel like
you can switch them, but I'm a Sicilian.
Dennis has led me to the point where I've got to say Jimmy Graham caught a ball.
Well,
so you think it's Jimmy Graham?
Stat world.
Yeah, it's Luke Wilson.
Oh, I'm going out. See, I told you, don't ever caught anything apart from the plane out of there.
Okay.
Oh, he actually dropped a lot, actually.
Here's Little Mo to try to break the tie. Little Mo is cowboy slang. In cowboy slang, if you're jingled, what are you? Are you drunk, rich, or stupid if you're jingled?
Take one away.
I'm going to take away stupid. You're either drunk or rich if you're jingled.
Why not
drunk.
both?
You think drunk?
Drunk.
Yeah.
Surely it would
Hey!
I'm the best in the nation.
Of money, but it's clearly not. These Cowboys talking out a load of crap, didn't they?
Yeah. I don't think have we ever gone into a final with no score from anybody.
Well, no, but
we were close today.
Close today, but Little Mo scraped through for us.
Little Mo scraped through. That's a good thing because Little Mo has a point.
Set a good table.
You have no point, but it's time for the final question. All right, final question, as we know, is a number. Closest without going over gets 2 points. The order will go Dustin, Maddie, and Little Mo.
Set a table, Dustin.
Set a table, Dustin. Here you go.
Okay.
You
did good last time.
What he said is this. In the 2007 playoff game between the Seahawks and Cowboys, you know that game. That's the one where Romo fell and
Romo fumbled.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How many yards of offense did the Seahawks have in that game, Justin?
Oof.
I was 2 years old.
342.
342. Maddie.
Yeah, I like that as a number.
What if it was the letter?
H.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to, 343.
342. 343, Little Mo.
What was the score of that game? Right now?
Yeah, I do, but
off the top of my head, I don't know.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I was 2, so I'll go with 1 yard.
1 yard.
So Dustin can only win if it's on the nose.
Yep. Yep.
The playoff game, the Seahawks had 332. Dustin sets a great table again, but once again, he's less than 10 yards over. As once again, Little Mo with his 1 yard is our champion.
That's for you, Matt. 1 yard.
Well done. Well used, sir. Well used.
Well used, Matt. Matty. Well used, Little Mo. Congratulations. Well done, sir. You are the reigning 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia champion of the world. Of the world. Yeah. So congratulations.
I'm the best.
Well, that was an exciting.
You need to find better ways to measure yourself.
Way to keep it humble.
Yeah.
Way to keep it humble, my son. All right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this has been another chest compressing.
Here's the thing we did.
Stomach turning. Headache.
TV remotes.
Hot raising.
TV remotes. What?
Octopus. Stuffing.
Chest rubbing.
Chest rubbing. Edition of your turducken eating edition of your 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia.
Thanksgiving
grammar
of the world. We're going to work on our grammar. We're going to come back and talk about the Cowboys game, I hope. We'll see you right
Spicy buffalo sauce.
Remote.
Spicy buffalo sauce eating.
Yeah. Wow.
Sponsored by Starburst.
Starburst chewing.
May cause anal leakage.
Well, it's not supposed to go in that end.
If symptoms persist,
Oh,
consult your
no!
doctor. I used to love your adverts, by the way. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
You
Make
are
calls.
watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production. Holy shit, it's the third quarter!
Yes, welcome to the second half of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. I'm going with it. Episode 1116, Cowboys edition. Oh my God, it's getting crazy on this show a little bit. Reverend Moses, all the Seahawk Positivity posse, 12-Man Fan Jam Show posse, I should say. It's somebody's posse. We don't know who. And little Mo, this posse should be on Broadway, but we won't go there. All right, third quarter.
I get the Mix-a-Lot reference.
Yeah, thank you. Seahawks and Cowboys, 8:15 on the East Coast, 5:15 on the West Coast. Matt, merry old England.
8 hours after that, so it's going to be like, I don't know.
1875 or something.
Yeah,
like that?
something like 2 in the morning, something like that.
8 hours afterwards. When
Right,
I'm,
now for you to miss.
I'm going to be in bed. So
Yeah, you're going to wake up and go, oh, I'm glad I didn't stay up for that. All
I'm
right.
going to watch that game.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. We're going to start always with the third quarter and something that I would like to eat. And hey, Moses, what you eating?
What's up? What you eating there?
Posse.
All right, so we are playing the Cowboys, and so
I knew you liked that one.
I went with Texas toast.
Obviously.
Good stuff.
Yeah, which is basically garlic bread.
Just toast.
There is a history.
Oh.
So this is learning time. Texas toast may have been first created in 1946 at the Pig Stand in Denton, Texas.
Okay.
After a bakery ordered for thicker slices of bread, resulted in slices too thick for the toaster, and a cook named Wiley W.W. Cross suggested buttering and grilling them as a solution. So,
how did that not make it on trivia?
Not a good question. But Texas toast is wonderful. It's garlic bread, basically.
It's toast.
Yeah.
It's really thick.
I like it.
It's really thick
Can't
toast.
go wrong with toast, can you?
You can't.
I
Thumbs up
think,
for that.
I think there was a safe option. I think you could have gone for something like buffalo testicles or something. Whatever they have down there. Whatever they have down there in Texas.
Both testicles.
Some sort of balls.
Rocky
Yeah.
Mountain.
Well, listen, after the games we had, I think I need to whip out. So,
Well, I can't wait until you come to what you're drinking because it's going to end up being like a whole barrel of crude oil or something.
I said, yeah, we'll talk about that. Dustin cannot do his injury report because we just had a game, so there's really no way to get that done. So we're going to move on to look at the weather and the fashion for this game by talking to a man all the way over in England. It is time for Matty and his 12-Man Fan Jam Show fashion and weather report. Oh, Matt.
Yes, thank you, Moses. Well, there's no need for fancy gimmicks, tarot cards, or astrology to tell me what the weather is going to be like in Dallas, because we're at Jerry World, the AT&T Stadium with its retractable roof thingy. So even if the weather is bad, they'll just shut the roof and render me an absolute liar. So there's no weather this week. I'm taking the night off.
All right.
Now, what to wear for this game? We better do that part. Well, whilst we're down there in the old Lone Star State, we might as well enjoy some of the finest fashions that oil money can buy. You could, of course, go with any of the characters from the 80s series of Dallas. What was your favorite character in Dallas, Moses?
JR.
JR for you. Dustin, do you have any favorite characters?
JR's the only one I know.
Mo, you weren't even born when this.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I will say this real quick. My mom knew who shot JR because she's read in a magazine that girl didn't renew her contract, so she knew she was the one who did it. She's right. Yeah,
clever. I see. I love that sort of research. Well, of course, yes, you could go as any of the characters in the 80 series to Dallas. We take JR Ewing as Moses mentioned him with his 10-gallon Stetson hat, his winning smile and smart suit. Just make sure to stay away from any of the showers. You don't want to wake up and realize that this whole year Seahawk season needs to be rerun again. Nobody wants to do that.
No.
Well, maybe we do. No, we don't.
No, we
or
don't.
you could go as any number of famous Texas-based singers. We've got Chris Christopherson, We've got Kenny Rogers. There was an insane number of country singers on here, by the way. This list
I
was
bet.
ridiculously
Oh,
long.
I bet.
Kenny Rogers, Usher. Not really a country singer, but we'll go with him. The list just goes on and on. But I think if I was going to go to this game, there really is only one look for me. That's right. I would be going as country singer legend, Mr. Willie Nelson of Abbott, Texas, complete with beat up old guitar and a wiry old ponytail and a face that looks like I died 20 years ago. And of course, if you're going to go dressed as the dear old Willie Nelson, you're going to need to go with some of his most famous tracks, including tracks like Half a Man, or a song that's all about Dustin.
Nice.
Harsh, I know. I couldn't help myself. Harsh, couldn't help myself. Or another one, the part where I cry, which is the moment you realise the season's almost over and your team still hasn't secured a playoff berth. Touch Me, and I'll get a penalty and an automatic first down. Or my personal favourite, Wake Me Up When It's Over, which is both what she said and how I felt watching the highlights of both the Rams game and the 49ers game.
Yeah.
Whatever you choose to wear, just remember to throw a Hawks jersey over that, and you are good to go. With all that being said, it looks like it's going to be perfect Seahawks weather because it's inside a retractable roof stadium.
Yes.
So, Moses, it's back over to you.
Oh, well done, Matt. Thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome.
Well done, fashion report. And now we look at Mark, Statsman Mark, who always gives us some interesting picks from around the NFL in Bricks Picks. All right, Bricks Picks. Mark wanted me to say he's 11-19 this year. So if you're going to fade him, you might want to fade him. He does like the Jaguars -1.5 at Houston. He likes the Browns +2.5 at Denver. That's right. And he'll take the over in the Giants-Patriots game of 33.5. So once again, Jaguars -1.5, Browns +2.5 and the over in the Giants-Patriots toilet bowl. Yeah, exactly. So that being said, that is Mark's picks and Bricks picks. We want to remind you those picks are done for strictly entertainment purposes, and nothing we say or do on this show should ever be taken personally. And I know that in the past, I forgot to mention with Dustin that we did pass over the the injury report, and and you know we passed over. Matt's not taking a bake on why we passed over to him. But that being said, let's go, church. Yes, it is on. Self-appointed Reverend Moses of St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity. How's everyone hanging on there? Everybody hanging on okay? It's been a rough
feeling a little negative, Reverend. Feeling a little negative.
It's been a rough week. It has. I know. We'll be Lee's pressing on nails. We'll press on. We'll be Lee's nails, and we'll try to press on if we can. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Even my friend in England there. We pray for you.
Had a lovely Thursday, thanks.
We here at the church had our annual Thanksgiving pitch in, and everyone brought so many delicious dishes. But as usual, it was the tasty punch of our church organist, Cleolanda, that was the hit of the dinner, as it always is. Speaking of which, I'd like to take a personal moment to give thanks once again to the local police department and their patience, and also a special thanks to the understanding and patience of the parents of little Tommy Stevens, who is recovering nicely after disrobing at the pitch-in and running around screaming, "I am the Lizard King," after about 3 helpings of Cleolanda's punch. It's really sad.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, luckily everyone had at least a taste of the punch, and only I can remember that entire evening. Our law office is very thankful, but I digress. Friends, I'm so glad to be here once again as we continue to struggle, but move forward towards the promised land. And we will always be basking in the warm glow of Seahawk positivity, reading from the book of the 2023 NFL season, chapter 12, verses 7 to 12. It says, defeated in battle, we head eastward. We head towards the land of stars. There we are approached by cowboys with a star on theirs. But even with the star on theirs, they shall not wrangle us up into their rodeo. We did defeat them in their land. And there is much rejoicing in the world of Seahawk positivity. That is the word, my brother. If you feel the word, let me hear an amen nice and loud.
I'm in.
I'm in. If you believe in the power to give our defense the ability to make Dak Prescott feel like a polecat at a rocket chair convention, let's hear an amen that nice and loud.
Amen.
Yes.
Means, but...
And if you believe in the power to give our offense the ability to score more than Billy the Kid at a female NAMBLA convention, let's hear an amen nice and loud.
Amen. That needs to happen.
Amen. It's got to happen, people.
Don't tell Martha. All right. Yes, that's the power, my brethren. We're loud and proud, my 12s. Face it. Cowboys haven't been relevant since 1995. 1995. TLC first told us to stop chasing waterfalls, and Tommy Boy was in the theaters. That's how long ago. Casey, born in 95, or approaching 30. It's true. This has been your self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church Seahawk Positivity. Go forth and spread the good word. That is Seahawk Positivity. Praise Walter Jones. Praise Cortez. Praise Largen. Praise Kenny Easley. And as always, go Hawks. Coming up next, it's our predictions, our prognostications, and our game balls for that game between your Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys. And that's coming up right after this.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production. It's the fourth quarter, bitches.
Yes, welcome to the fourth and final quarter of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, episode 1116, the Cowboys edition. Cowboys and Seahawks play Thursday night and prime time, which is like 3 in the morning for England, we believe.
1:15.
Yeah, 1:15 a.m. All right, so we'd like to remind you that this is the time we put our predictions, our prognostications, and our game balls for that Posse Prediction Challenge. 6 on 6, and they are, of course, beating us up pretty good this week, this year, but that's okay. We're going to go with it. We don't have really a stat line right now, an over-under or a favorite yet, so I'll get that right before the game. I can't go right into the scores because I have to tell you what I'm drinking.
Son of a bitch! Come here, Dre.
What are you drinking, Moses?
Well, it's a little thing, and it's supposedly invented by around Dallas. It's a frozen margarita.
Oh, no.
Here's the story. The inventor, Mariano Martinez, was a high school dropout. He started the owners of Mariano's Hacienda. The problem was people were coming for the frozen margaritas and not for his tacos. So they were keeping up with demand. So he decided to go to the drawing board and come up with a frozen margarita thing that you see at the bar. He invented that, and he's from Dallas. So
very nice.
This is I ran this through the blender. This is Vallejo. It's strawberry margarita. All I do is add ice, and I did. So here we go.
Yep, that stuff's good.
Good stuff, actually.
Yeah, I like adult Slurpees.
Not bad.
Yeah. There's the tequila.
Have a couple of those.
With a kick. Slurpee with a little kick at the end. It's like, oh yeah, it's not bad. Boom. Okay.
Yep.
So now
surprise, Shani.
We're not doing our predictions yet because Little Mo is going to do his Little Mo Madden challenge.
Hey guys.
All right, Little Mo, your Madden challenge. What you got for us?
So it's crazy. Actually, Madden is very realistic. You guys will see why.
If anybody doesn't know what that's leading up to, I don't know.
I know. We all know what that leads up to.
Well, it's actually two things. But
yeah.
So Jason Myers makes a 31-yard field goal. Okay, yeah. So 3-0 Seahawks. Then Jason Myers misses a 49-yard field goal. Still 3-0. So, that's pretty realistic.
Keep the streak alive.
Next drive, Dak Prescott to Michael Gallup for 42-yard touchdown, 7-3. Next drive was intercepted by Jordan Lewis of Dallas. That's not good. That's for Dallas. Tony Pollard, 2-yard rushing touchdown, 14-3 Dallas. Then Malik Hooker with an interception, makes 14-3 at half. Then, I know what just happened. Kenneth Walker, 94-yard rushing touchdown, makes the score 14-9 because the Seahawks went for 2 and they didn't get it. Tony Pollard had another 2-yard rushing touchdown, makes it 21-9. Then it was intercepted by Stephon Gilmore. Zach Charbonnet, 1-yard touchdown because he always scores. Makes the score 21-16.
He always scores on Madden. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. And the Seahawks get the ball with 1 minute and 40 seconds. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, down 21-16, and they lose 21-16. Geno Smith, this is why it's really realistic. Geno Smith, 19 for 30, 201 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
Yikes.
That's a bad day.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, 12 for 22, 166 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Kenneth Walker, 12 rushes for 51 yards and a touchdown. Charbonnet had a rushing touchdown. Kenneth Walker, 16 rushes for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns. Leading the team in receiving was Tyler Lockett with 6 catches for 58 yards. Cowboys' leading receiver was CeeDee Lamb, 5 for 58. Touchdown for Michael Gallup. And DeMarcus Lawrence had a sack, and that's about it.
So even the game couldn't be positive for the Seahawks.
Yeah, well, I was shocked it was that close because the Cowboys always win. So
yeah,
I was shocked it was 21-16.
America's team.
Yeah. Well,
so they self-proclaimed.
Little story about that is one of the main developers of Madden is a big Cowboys fan, so everybody believes the Cowboys do well because of that. But that's the point.
Well, that's what a Cowboys fan does when they win the Super Bowls. They turn off the PlayStation. So, but I digress. Nice. Thank you a little bit. I hope that not all that's true, but we'll see. We'll see. Now for our predictions, prognostications, and game balls. Jose, 23-20, Hawks. Prognostication, JSN gets a touchdown, and he's his game ball. Mike, I ain't giving up on him yet. Due for a win. Seahawks 26, Cowboys 23. He said realistically, Hawks 17, Dallas 30, but that's just between us. Don't worry, Mike. I won't tell anybody. Game ball, DK prognostication, Hawks have no turnovers for once. I think in recent line of events, that's a fair prognostication.
It's almost a bold prediction.
Yeah. Chris Hawks 16, Dallas 15, prognostication, a 52-yard field goal for Myers.
That's just really, that's like really Pacific.
That's jabbing you. Andy, 28-24, Seattle. Game ball, Lockett, 2 touchdowns. Jimmy, the Seahawks offense is an absolute mess. Hawks somehow pull one out to tease us into thinking they may actually be good. Hawks win 27-24. Prognostication, Tyler, touchdown. Game ball.
Jimmy's so positive.
Side note, Gino, hold on to the ball like it's his favorite blankie. Okay. Becky, 24-13, Seahawks. Lockett's touchdown. Walker, game ball. Now our side. Statsman Mark, 17-30, Dallas. No game ball, no prognostication. He's very, very down.
As it should be.
Which we'll talk about. Yeah, that's later. Will, Seahawks 23, Cowboys 20, prognostication, 2 touchdowns for JSN. Game ball to JSN. Little Mo, what you got for us?
Well, I'm actually not as nervous to this game because on paper, the Cowboys have beat nobody good. If you look at and I'm not saying we're good, but I'm just saying the teams they've beaten have not been good teams.
Yeah.
And they've been really bad against better teams. I don't know what we stand on that list, but I'm going to go 24-20 Seahawks. Right. I'll go let's go Metcalf touchdown and game ball to Lockett.
Okay. You know, I'm very impressed with you this show, Little Mo, because you have 3 games on out there and you have not lost track of what's going on in here. Which
one's 35-0, the other one's a blowout, the other one's a halftime. So,
okay. Maddie, hello. What you got for us?
Well, I agree with Little Mo. I think Dallas will score 21 points from his Madden predictions. But I think we'll score 24. I don't quite know how we're going to score 24, but we're going to score 24.
That's what I was thinking.
Fortunately, I don't have to work that far ahead. I just have to make the prediction. But let's say I'll have some guess at how I think we'll do it. I think my prognostication will be 2 passing touchdowns for Seattle. And just because I don't think I've given my game ball to him at all this season, although I have to go back and check, I'll give it to JSN.
Oh, okay. Nice choice. Dustin, hi.
Hey. So I'm going to say Seahawks are going to win 27-21.
Okay.
And I might be going out on this might bite me in the ass a little bit. I'm hoping K9's going to be well enough to play.
Okay.
Hoping he comes back to play.
Okay.
And we need to keep the offense on the field, and we're gonna have to do that through the running game. So I'm gonna say he gets a game ball and 100 yards plus running.
Nice. All right. I guess it's my turn.
What did Will say? I can't remember. Did Will have his?
Did I not say Will's? I did not.
I don't think so.
Will, thank you. Will, 23-20 Seahawks prognostication, 2 touchdowns for JSN. Game ball also JSN. All right.
I like JSNs.
Yeah, I like JSNs. This week, the Seahawks take on the Dallas Cowboys and their humongous video board. And you just know Jerry's using that thing to watch Pawn Stars late at night, but that's another story. The Cowboys have self-anointed themselves America's team. And, you know, there's nothing more disgusting or annoying than self-annoying yourself something. Says the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Positivity. But I digress. Cowboys fan must feel like every season since 1996 they are in the Western Brokeback Mountain. They just wish they could quit the Cowboys. Year after year, a bitter disappointment after huge potential must feel like us this season, I guess. I don't know. Offensively, they're led by quarterback Dak Prescott, who looks like an after photo if Sinbad took Slim Fast for 8 months. A little bit. Defensively, the Cowboys are led by Micah Parsons, who, he reminds me a lot of Aaron Donald. So if you think I'm going to say something bad about Micah Parsons, you are wrong.
Yeah, faster and bigger.
Yeah. So
and younger.
I love you, Micah Parsons. Please don't hurt me. Of course, nothing about the Cowboys would be complete without discussing their owner, good old Jerry Glory Hole Jones. Seen here forcing a smile when introducing another coach on his staff that's the wrong color. Jerry Jones is what happens when crazy Uncle Larry hits the lottery at 80. You got this old man in and out of reality making big money decisions affecting thousands of people. But not this week. Watch the Seahawks defense force not 1, not 2, but 3 turnovers.
Ooh, wow.
Watch my game ball, Devin Witherspoon, make Dak think, I wish I could quit throwing at you. How about them Cowboys when they lose? No glory hole for you, Jerry. Seahawks 26. Cowboys 20. Okay.
It is so booked.
It is booked, and another episode of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show is also in the books as we arrive at our destination. We hope that you have had a safe and enjoyable time and trip. Be careful when you do leave the podcast, as some of the contents may have shifted during the podcast. So please be careful. In the meantime, on behalf of Matt from Merry Old England, Little Mo, Dustin Knight, and Statsman Mark, wherever he may be, and everyone who contributes on the show, we hope you enjoyed yourself. We hope you learned a little bit. And as always, this is your self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity. Staying until next time, as always, go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. Dustin, I feel like you got called to the principal's office because he said your full name.
I know.
No one else's
name. Use the government name.
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeehaw.